Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all having a great day and that you are all doing well. Some very interesting news today to start things off. Litecoin Foundation, the non-profit that supports the popular cryptocurrency, has acquired a near 10% stake in a German bank. The deal comes as a result of an agreement with TokenPay, a crypto-to-fiat payments firm, according to an announcement on Tuesday. TokenPay has now passed ownership of the 9.9% of equity in VEG Bank AG to Litecoin Foundation in exchange for the latter's technical assistance in advancing the bank's plans to bring cryptocurrency payment solutions to customers and working with TokenPay on its various blockchain projects. Charlie Lee, who is the managing director of the Litecoin Foundation, said in the release, and I do quote, "I'm looking forward to integrating Litecoin with the VEG Bank AG and all the various services it has to offer to make it simple for anyone to buy and use Litecoin," end quote. TokenPay purchased the stake in VEG Bank for an undisclosed amount in May and said in the release that it had also just acquired an additional 9.9%. The firm eventually plans to exercise this option to purchase the remaining shares of the bank if approved by German regulators, it said. According to an announcement from TokenPay in May, the funds of the acquisition were derived from a token sale conducted in December of 2017. How good timing is that when the market is pretty high up and then you do a token sale at the height of the prices? Launched in 2015. TokenPay built its own blockchain protocol and native TPay token in an effort to facilitate scalable crypto to fiat transactions. VEG Bank specifically focuses on offering financial services to real estate customers. The bank's founder and chief executive, Matthias von Hauff, said the deal was not initially unexpected for a very conservative institution like itself and only came after much thought about the future of cryptocurrency. I'm actually really, I didn't see a lot of people talking about this yesterday or even the day before when the news initially came out. So I'm a bit shocked that other people weren't talking about this, and two, that this isn't more major news and that the price of Litecoin hasn't gone up. The fact that anything tied to a cryptocurrency was allowed to purchase 10% of a bank is incredibly significant, because you can only assume at a certain point part of the agreement probably was, we don't know exactly what went on behind closed doors. You can probably assume that part of the acquisition has to do with integrating Litecoin into the system and also allowing people to actually pay or use or buy or sell Litecoin through the bank. This is incredibly significant. The price of Litecoin is actually down just like every other coin. I don't have the charts open right now. I think every coin is around 2% down, somewhere around there. But this is major news. I'm certain that other crypto projects have probably tried to do the exact same thing or probably are now going to try as well. It would be quite interesting for the cryptocurrency space if we could have a time where cryptocurrencies are literally owning banks, and then the banks are able to then hold and store, and you can buy and sell and use your coins completely through them. That would be completely insane. Like I said, I'm still shocked that this news hasn't made the rounds a bit more. I'm pretty sure they're probably the first crypto project to say openly, I'm pretty sure it's happened for other ones, that they actually own a 10% stake in a bank in Germany. I don't know. I find that completely fascinating. Next up, something relatively quick. The Opera web browser for Android is launching a private beta version that will include a built-in crypto wallet, according to a press release it came out on July 11th. Opera has already entered the crypto sphere, as both their web and mobile browsers have included anti-cryptojacking software since January. Opera's web crypto wallet will support Ethereum's Web3 API and will be integrated with a default web view on top. The press release notes that the wallet will automatically add tokens and collectibles into the wallet. Project manager Charles Hamill noted that by becoming the first major browser to open up to Web 3.0, Opera is making the internet of the future more accessible. I'm pretty sure the browser that I'm using as well, Brave. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called Brave. You can use their like BAT tokens on it as well. But the fact that I think this will be the first actual like proper wallet that'll be inside of a browser that'll house more than one or two different coins is pretty significant. I don't think the other, like the larger ones, such as like possibly Safari or Chrome or Firefox are probably going to do this anytime soon. I don't know if they're worried about not legal issues, but you know, a lot of companies, major companies, are still trying not to dip their foot into the cryptocurrency pool because I think they're afraid of, I don't know if they're afraid of the market going down. I don't know if they're afraid of like some type of backlash from other users, but it's nice to have. I used Opera for quite some time before I actually used Brave. Opera isn't too bad, but it's nice to hear that they're actually going to properly have a crypto wallet inside of it. Let's hope it's secure, because if it is, I'm pretty sure it could become a favorite, because I was listening to something before and they were talking about the integration of cryptocurrencies into actual web browsers to actually make it a bit easier, because if you are on a web browser and you're trying to buy something and that website happens to accept cryptocurrencies, you won't even actually have to go into your wallet anymore or transfer the money that we've done before through desktop or hard or cold wallets, whatever you want to call them. It'll be done completely through the browser. As you click around, it'll say you have this much money or crypto in your wallet. Do you want to use this much? And then you kind of click pay. And this is what will drive crypto a lot further, because we as humans, we've become very spoiled and we need the simplicity of quick payments. And this is kind of how the economy gets going. Next up, HTC is preparing to release the Exodus, a blockchain-based smartphone. The company hopes the phone will popularize blockchain technology and revolutionize data privacy. But if the Exodus is to succeed, it will need to overcome a lot of barriers. The Taiwanese smartphone creator HTC has been working on what it calls the world's first major blockchain phone, the Exodus. While not technically the first blockchain phone, that title goes to the failed Solarian handset by Sirin. Never heard of that. The Exodus boasts some notable features and even more notable ambitions. HTC hopes Exodus phones can be used to improve data privacy by decentralizing the internet through popularizing blockchain technology. It hopes to increase the user base for dApps and to promote the growth and decentralization of the Ethereum and Bitcoin networks by making every Exodus phone a node. Additionally, the Exodus offers a hardware wallet and offline data storage for users to store their cryptocurrency, digital identities, and other private data. HTC's Chief Crypto Officer Phil Chen said, and I do quote, "In the new internet age, people are generally more conscious about their data. This is a perfect opportunity to empower the users to start owning their digital identity. The Exodus is a great place to start because the phone is the most personal device and is also the place where all your data originates from. I'm excited about the opportunity to brings to decentralize the internet and reshape it for the modern user," end quote. It's a big promise and there are a lot of unknowns. For one, the phone's specs have not been released yet, so it is impossible to determine what it is truly capable of. Blockchains are known for requiring a good deal of processing power and storage capacity to mine blocks and store them all, and it's nodes to do this, and it's nodes that do this work. Okay, right, yeah, okay, yeah, my brain, okay, anyway. At least for the time being, it is unlikely a phone would be able to act as a full node, but exact processing and storing capacity requirements for clients is hard to come by. However, a higher-end mobile device is capable of running what's called a light node. According to Chen, the Exodus will act as a light node. Light clients protocols are faster, more efficient energy-wise, and generally more practical for the use in a full node anyway, but there are limitations. So this actually ties into the next story that we're going to read in a couple seconds as well. But this is actually incredibly interesting. I think we spoke a bit about this before when they first released information that they would be releasing this. I think as of now, the time frame that I read is that this should be launching sometime in 2018. This will be quite interesting to see, because what ends up happening is, especially I'm sure you've noticed in the phone market, when one project does fairly well, and it starts to catch on with a lot of other people, everyone kind of jumps onto the ship as well and starts to add this into their phone and so. I won't name company names, but you know exactly who I'm talking about. Companies are pretty much just copying off of each other. So if we actually get a blockchain phone that is capable of running Ethereum and Bitcoin, even if they're light nodes, or if you're able to have a built-in wallet into your phone, this is going to catch on very quickly, especially if it is successful. I personally hope that it actually is, because I would like to, we've spoken about the decentralization of the crypto markets, or rather the crypto networks. before, and I think a phone that is allowing you to even process at least 1 or 2 transactions per day, even if that's all that it's capable of doing, would completely change the networks as we have them right now. So I assume we'll have more news on this because it's a very big news, the first or major blockchain phone that we're going to have. So I assume as the year goes on, we're going to have proper information about this. I'm really hoping it's not going to cost like €1,000 or $1,000 because I would probably not be purchasing it. So CryptoKitties, if you can believe it, is actually in the news today. CryptoKitties, the virtual cat breeding game that became so popular it clogged the Ethereum network, is to roll out a version for mobile devices through a partnership with Taiwanese phone maker HTC, who's in the news once again. CryptoKitties announced the partnership in a release on Tuesday, indicating that the mobile app will first be available on HTC's flagship phone, the U12 Plus, which was rolled out to market last month. According to the statement, CryptoKitties, as well as third-party apps built on top of the game, will be launched on the HTC device by the end of this year. The HTC website appears to indicate that the mobile app will first be offered to users in the United States. CoinDesk reached out to CryptoKitties, but by press time had no reply on whether users in other HTC markets will have access to the app upon its official launch, which is kind of surprising because normally the US kind of gets everything last. Everyone usually gives stuff to other countries, especially if this is a Korean company or Taiwanese. Whoops, sorry about that. A Taiwanese company, they usually give it to their country first and other surrounding countries. There's so many regulatory issues when it comes to the US right now. I'm surprised that they're actually rolling it out to the US first. Who knows exactly what their plan is. As well as the U12 Plus, the new CryptoKitties project will be included in the app offerings for HTC's planned Exodus smartphone, which we just spoke about. A blockchain-focused device announced by the Taiwanese firm during HTC's Consensus 2018 conference in May. Going to be very interesting. I think I tried CryptoKitties like when it first came out because there was so much hype around it. I was like, let me see exactly what was going on with it. It did not work for me simply because the Ethereum network was completely clogged. I actually couldn't get my money out of it for a while. It was actually a bit frustrating. I assume most of the kinks have been kind of worked out of it. I know a lot of people are actually still using this. There was something on TV a couple days ago. They were talking about the popularity of CryptoKitties and other Ethereum-based apps or whatever you want to kind of call them that are kind of going around right now, which is good because it is spreading awareness of the cryptocurrency market. And I still am a firm believer that is going to be video games or some type of major app that will bring the cryptocurrency space forward. But the fact that people will not have to log onto their computers anymore in order to play this game when they can simply download it, that's completely going to change the world of cryptocurrencies. I'm sure you guys know what I mean. It's a huge difference between you being able to having to turn on your computer, go to a website and do all these other things, as opposed to just being able to download an app and then also being able to buy and sell other CryptoKitties through the app with Ethereum. For some reason, I'm sure they're in development, but a lot of other projects haven't launched their own crypto games yet. Sorry if I'm mistaken. I was going to say prove me wrong. It's not like you proving me wrong. Tell me if there are any other apps that are already on other blockchains, because as of now, I think everything is kind of being built on top of Ethereum, at least for the time being. But I think we need more games like this because it usually ends up being some type of random game that you just didn't expect. Like, I don't know if you guys remember a couple years ago, Flappy Bird. The guy, not to segue completely, but the guy who created Flappy Bird, he said, I think he created it in like a day and a half. And then he said 2 days later, he had like reporters knocking on his door, pretty much telling him how he felt about his success. He had no idea that he was actually making, I think, like $100,000 a day from the app, from ads that were actually on it. All kind of ridiculous. But yeah, so I'm pretty shocked that other games haven't been launched on other blockchains yet, because I'm pretty sure one of them would completely take off. But I guess everyone is trying to make sure that they're stable or make sure that they're cute or adorable enough for people to want them. Who really knows at this point? So this one is actually really interesting. People might just pay for digital stickers and photos if it were easier than this. We've spoken a bit before about digital scarcity, and this is really heavily going to come into play, I think, in the next, not even couple of years, I think in the next couple of months. It is a contrarian view, but it's the central idea behind one of last year's largest ICOs, which raised $98 million selling Ethereum-based tokens created specifically for the messaging app Kik. To jumpstart a digital market around its code, the company announced Tuesday that it is committing up to $3 million in fiat and crypto to enlist developers in creating up to 25 marketplaces that only use Kin, a cryptocurrency valued at roughly $100 million. These marketplaces could be anything from places to buy access to live video chats with an influential YouTuber to very rare sticker packs they can use in chat. Digital scarcity is literally something that only started around 9 years ago when we first got Bitcoin. I told you guys, I think I briefly spat on it for a little while before. People are starting to talk about the idea of digital scarcity and how we are as humans used to, real estate is scarce because we can see it. We know that there's 10 houses on the block. They're not building number 11 or 12. We get it. Gold is scarce in the ground. So now humans, especially, I think it's slowly taking place more with the younger generation who are starting to realize that there is value in things that are digital that are also scarce. It's a little difficult to kind of wrap your head around a little bit. It's kind of like saying these are the only words on the internet, and if you own a letter or an entire word, you then own that entire portion of the internet, and no more words will be built on top of the internet. You kind of get what I'm saying? So the fact that there's a huge drive right now for people making marketplaces where people can simply buy limited edition stickers or cats on a blockchain that there never will be any more of is something that I think is actually going to even take me a while to kind of, I can wrap my head around it. Just kind of get used to it because one of the major things is, I don't want to really talk about it. If there's a power outage, what happens to your digital assets that you have then? Anyway, I'm going to continue with this because I keep segueing away. Anyway, as long as it's all digital, that's the kind of market Kin wants to foster. But while the Kin app is a natural place to host such markets, projects don't have to be built there per se, according to the newly released terms of the Kin developer program. The initiative financially incentivizes developers to create natively with Kin, bringing us closer to our goal of becoming the most used cryptocurrency in the world. I'll speak about that in about a minute or so. This was said by Ted Livingston, who is the CEO of Kik. Developers have a chance to earn as much as $115,000, provided they meet 3 key milestones for their app by April 2019. They have until October 2nd to build an app approved to run on the Software Development Kit SDK, until January to grow it to 10,000 monthly active wallets, or MAWs, and until April to grow to 50,000 MAWs. Each milestone comes with its own reward, with the full amount awarded to projects that hit all 3. I'm not going to read through the rest of the article. It's not that it's not important, but I'm going to kind of go on this. So we heard before that Kik was making a cryptocurrency token. This was sometime earlier this year. And we knew that they were also going to be having a cryptocurrency token called Kin. So I, myself, and I'm sure a lot of you haven't as well, haven't heard anything about the Kin token. So I decided to go around looking for it. Lo and behold, it is actually on CoinMarketCap. It is actually the 85th ranked token, kind of surprising. And then I saw the price and I was like, wow, that's extremely low. And then I went a bit lower and saw that the total supply, if I'm not mistaken and my numbering is correct, this is 10 trillion tokens, 100,000 million billion trillion, 10 trillion tokens with 756 billion circulating, which means that there are about 9.2 trillion tokens that are not in the circulating supply or are being held by the developers. I didn't really care to search because I think I know deep down inside what the answer is. But this is quite interesting. I won't go into the math. I don't think I'll actually make a video on Kin. It's not like super important. But the price is incredibly low right now. And even January, when the entire hype of the market was kind of going up, the price was, 1 decimal away from 1 cent. If they can get this, I'm sorry. if they can actually get this going and moving properly, and they do create 25 different marketplaces and have people, let's say millions of people on their app that are actually using their token, I don't not see a future where the token could at least be worth about 5 to 10 cents. I'm not being paid by Ken. I don't know the people who made Kick. Whatever you guys understand, I did not being paid by this. Just looking at the numbers is kind of interesting, but I am more wondering where the other 9.2 trillion tokens are, and how they made so many, or why they made so many. Maybe they're all, maybe you actually have to mine them. Maybe you will actually have something in a phone where you can actually mine the kin yourself. I don't actually even know. Not going to spend too much time on this, but like I said, it's actually quite interesting. I won't make a full video on it because I think I pretty much just said everything that I have to say about it. But yeah, I don't know how to end this topic. But anyway, this is, if they manage to do this, and especially they said somewhere around here, I don't know where it was, that they want to be the largest used token or something like that in the entire world. Let's see if they can actually do it. It'll be quite interesting because I think also, isn't Instagram making their own token or some other? No. It's Telegram. Telegram is also making their own thing. Oh, as a side note, if you are listening to this, if you've made it this far into the video, 1, congratulations. 2, a lot of people have been sending me emails. I've seen some on Twitter as well, and a lot of comments on my YouTube channel about people impersonating me on Telegram. I do not use Telegram at all. If someone is messaging you saying that they are me, they are not me. I only use YouTube, and I post my videos as well on Twitter. Besides that, I am nowhere else. Oh, I also post them on Facebook, but that's about it. I don't really I only respond to things on YouTube because it's just a lot simpler. It's a lot more streamlined. So if someone is messaging you asking for money or saying that they will reward you or something like that, because people are also mimicking my YouTube channel and trying to comment in the comment section, I have to block these things because they are actually trying to respond back to a number of people. I think 1 or 2 of them got through and they were giving people email addresses. I will never do that. I will never ask you for money. I will never ask you to send me anything. I will never tell you to send me a fraction of an Ethereum and I'll give you more Ethereum back. That's not how I work. I only post videos. I only give you guys the information this way. This is about as far as it goes. I will never ask you for money or tell you to send me money in any way. Now that that's out of the way, in somewhat surprisingly unsurprising news, India is not going to put a blanket ban on cryptocurrencies or digital currencies, but rather treat them as commodities, an anonymous source in the government told news outlet Quartz on July 11th. According to Quartz, a finance ministry panel has ordered a study on cryptocurrencies, which may suggest that the government would treat them as commodities. A senior government official with knowledge of the panel's discussion told Quartz that they doubt the government aims to ban cryptocurrencies. The source said that regulators' main concern is how to effectively regulate the trade and identify where the money is coming from. They added that allowing it as a commodity may let us better regulate trade and so that it is being looked at. The official told Quartz that the committee is mostly concerned about tracking investors and funds in order to fight money laundering and illicit financing. They said, and I do quote, "Trade is not a criminal offense. Most of us trade in varied asset classes in the stock market. So how is this cryptocurrency trading any different? What has to be in place is a mechanism to be sure that the money used is not illegal money, and to track its source is the most important thing," end quote. According to Quartz, former Reserve Bank of India or RBI Deputy Governor R. Gandhi upend that treating cryptocurrencies as commodities would clearly demonstrate to investors that crypto is not a real currency. He said, "If these are used to settle transactions, then it acquires the nature of currency. So that is one thing that one needs to be wary of. But if people want to invest in a commodity, then that is different because we can assume that they are aware of the risks involved," end quote. We literally had news 2.5 days ago, 96 hours, something like that. That's not 2.5 days, that India was banning cryptocurrencies, that the ban had actually gone into effect. This is why the price had actually gone down. And now we have news that they may not, in fact, be trying to ban them. Like I told you guys before, everything always just comes down to taxes and trying to figure out. I think they Forgive me if I'm mistaken. I feel like the use of them talking about money laundering or illicit activities or terrorist financing is kind of just a cover up. I think they have to say these things in order to mask what they're really trying to do. It all comes down to taxes. They want to know exactly who's using it, when they're using it, if it's being sold, and the government just wants a piece of their pie. But as it stands right now, as some anonymous source in the government has leaked, they're probably more than likely not going to ban it. I don't know if they're going to undo their current ban that they have right now or going to stop or allow banks to be able to deal in cryptocurrencies again. It's all kind of annoying and frustrating because they're pretty much just pulling a Russia, exactly what Russia did earlier in this year. And now Russia is, full game. They are definitely trying to go for it as well. As of now, still question marks. Those are not question marks in the air as to if this is going to be banned. And I think more than likely, if they wanted to ban it, I think they definitely would have done it already. I think like many other countries, they're pretty much trying to figure out exactly what they want to do. I've noticed a lot of people in the comment section below who have said that they're in India, stating their frustration about being in India and trying to deal in cryptocurrencies. Crossing my fingers that this will eventually get better for you, that you will eventually have access to the markets. Even if cryptocurrencies are treated as commodities, it is better than them being banned in your country. So let's hope that at least hopefully they figure this out at least by the end of the summer. Alrighty, everyone, that is definitely going to do it for this video. Thank you once again for watching. I do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Hope you guys have a great day, morning, afternoon, evening. Thank you once again for all your support, and I will talk to you all soon. See you.